Teak, and boy howdy does it feel good to be back. First and foremost, quick show note, I have not been doing this for about the last week, and I'm not going to lie to you, probably for the next few weeks it's going to be very spotty when there is not a show. Reason being, quick show note, I am currently involved in 2 separate legal matters, very different legal matters, and I don't want you to worry, none of them are going to impact Bauer's Game Corner in the long term in any negative ways, but potentially in a very, very good way. And by the way, I'm just reaching out there, throwing it out. If you happen to be an expert in genealogy or quiet titles or legal person, please feel free to reach out to me if you'd love to help the channel, because there's some really good stuff potentially happening for the Bauer family, but as a result, there's been less Bauer's Game Corner, but that will change. Right now, I'm very excited to check it out. Tikal Legend's 25th anniversary, which is the 43rd most popular project in all of Kickstarter. I gotta say, I'm pretty disappointed already. I was expecting this one to be doing pretty dang good, and it is, per se. Looking at the main image, there's a box, and you let me know it's 25th anniversary. That's nice. And then I see kind of components. I see kind of fear of missing out. I see, oh, funded less than 5 hours. Like I care. Like player length, time count, age, mechanisms, designer, focus on components, something here. Very, very bland, generic main image. Incredibly disappointing. Oh, wow, what did see, look at that. I clicked on you. I just scrolled over your video for a second, and I was more interested in what you had to tell me than your main images, and you have 8 days left. That is your call to change this god-awful main image. Like, it's just, it could be so much better. Based on Tikal's renowned mechanics, with new strategic angles and superb components to take the game experience to a whole new level. Wow! Thank you for not mentioning those renowned mechanics that I don't know, because chances are I have not been in the hobby for the last 25 years. Wow! I'm about to take out all my anger that I have on my wife right now on Tikal, and I'm trying not to do that. We just got in a fight. It's a big fight. It's not going to be a terrible fight, but it's annoying. But anywho, yeah, like, just a nothing burger on this description in this. And here's the thing. If this were a GameFound project, I think it'd be a little bit more interesting, because it's a lot harder to blend. In GameFound, there's a lot less running, so this would catch more eyes. Whereas, like I said, this is 43rd in popularity on tabletop games. You're not catching people's eye with this main image. Either they know what Tikal is, or they don't, and they just think this is another garbage reprint. You could have told me how highly rated this is. You could have told me. There's so much you could have told me here, and it's so disappointing. Let's go to the video. Hopefully that's. I bet the video is going to be a banger, honestly. From the 2 to 3 like milliseconds of snips I saw. Oh, I want that game. Let's go.
Tikal, the multi-award-winning
Love the fact we got the closed captioning up here. That's nice.
game, sold more than 500,000 copies in 20 different languages.
Bingo. Okay. Why don't we show some of those awards on the main image? I don't want to say duh, but I'm thinking it.
And designed by Wolfgang Kramer and Michael Kiesler.
Wolfgang Kramer. That name sounds familiar. Why does that name sound familiar, you may say? I'm doing this facetiously, but the reason why Wolfgang Kramer sounds familiar is because he's made a boatload of really good games, including Downforce, which is seeing a major resurgence right now. Maybe you mentioned that, the designer of Downforce. Maybe you mentioned the designer of El Grande, the Prince of Forest, Tikal. So we have 6 of the top 661 games of all time from this designer, and you chose not to even mention that. Let me double check. Let me make sure the main image does not have his name on it. I hope it does. Oh, of course you're not up high enough. We'll get there later. It's just, you get what I'm getting here. Oh, how are you not going to mention that? That is so infuriating that you would shoot yourself in the foot by not spotlighting his pedigree. Just quicker. Look at this. It keeps going. How many games? And these are not older games necessarily. Wandering Towers came out 2 years ago from Capstone, who is very beloved. Like, Capstone picks great games, and yet you chose not to mention these things. El Grande, which I'm pretty sure just had a huge reprint, didn't it? I don't even know. I get them all mixed up. But the bottom line is, just come on. Come on. It's great it's in the video, but you got to get me to the video.
Is back for the 25th anniversary with a new game. Tikal becomes legendary. New mechanics for even more strategy. Guatemala, mid-20th century. Ancient secrets.
So I like those components right there. This is low key, but that's Splendor. That's a Splendor token right now with a sticker on. You're like, oh, I know what that's going to feel like. I'm going to play with it in my hands. Yeah, you weren't thinking about it, but you do. You want to play with those tokens in your hands right now. Like, these are things that we could have spotlighted in the video. Now, granted, spotlighting your poker chips is going to be a difficult task, but there's so many other better things that you could have spotlighted. I've only seen 20 seconds of your video. I've only done a little bit of sleuthing about your game designer. Why are you making me do this? Ugh.
Century. Ancient secrets of
Gorgeous.
the Mayan civilization are being discovered.
I want to play this.
You are the director of a museum in Guatemala.
Wait, what was that? There's 3.
You
Okay, not in English. It's a choice. That's a choice. I was excited to read it.
are the director of a museum in Guatemala.
That's a really interesting choice, especially considering the majority of the people who are going to back this are going to be from the United States of America, and you know that if you have done any research on Kickstarter at all. Unless, of course, it's France. France bucks the trend a lot. But just come on, man. Come on.
Guatemala.
Like, why did you feel the need to push this one out the door? I guess that's my question, because that was an active choice. Should we translate that before we make the Kickstarter video? Nah, let's just push this out the door. Why are we pushing it out the door? I don't know. Maybe it's a pre-order. Maybe that's why. I don't know. Maybe this is the... I don't know.
Send your team of archaeologists to Tikal.
Let's just... I already know how this is going to go. I'm so excited for this game, and I've never played this game. I've heard things about this game, and I've only been in the hobby for, what, like 12 years? So it's like, I want this game to succeed, and it's succeeding, but this is not what they were hoping for. You got to think they saw, like, Puerto Rico. They saw some of these other big heavy hitters getting, like, super deluxeified, which, look, this is super deluxeified right here. This looks great.
Call to uncover temples and treasures. Carefully plan
I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. I guess that would be the gist.
your expeditions. Carve paths through the jungle.
Cool, thematic.
Use the action point tokens or action cards to move your explorers.
Was that intentional glare, but it blinded me from seeing something on a card? I don't think I saw
Action
that
point
right.
tokens or action cards to move. Use the action point tokens.
So they're clearly actively adding glare to certain things to, like, emphasize. Or not even to emphasize, just to make it look like it's more real. So I want to showcase this because I'm getting to a bigger point here in a second.
Use
Like, right there. This is not a real token. There's not a really big light on this token. This is digitally created, yet they chose to add the lighting there, okay? I think we can concede this point.
the action point tokens or
I think they're trying to not let us know what's on this by having that glare there. This, once again, I don't want to think this. I don't want to notice these tiny little details, but when I notice a major detail, like you're showing a card not in English, despite the fact that's going to be your bread and butter, I say to myself, what the hell are you doing? Like, so this was a choice to put the glare right there, right?
action cards to
Are these real
move
cards?
your explorers.
I can't even tell. No, that's totally, because look, we just did it again on the bottom left tile.
Explorers.
Like that. What is this? Is that real? That's not real, is it?
Dig treasures. Clear new temple
Awesome.
floors.
That looks so good. Why can't that be the shot? Why can't that be on the main image? Why are we so far zoomed out like we're taking the picture from a freaking blimp? Like, what are we doing?
Set up a new camp. Bring new explorers on your player board.
And yeah, that feels like an easy stretch goal potentially. We'll have unique ones out there. Yeah, eat it up. You'd love it.
But beware, you are
Also emphasizing the fact there's a man and there's a woman in there. That's great. Once again, that's the kind of thing maybe we put on the main image, right? Because then maybe you get people like just supporting you because they like what you're doing. They like the cause that you are behind. Is that unethical? Hell no, it's not unethical. You should be spotlighting that if that's someone who might be interested in your game. Someone who's just like, oh, I can play as a man or a woman. I can have these different components. That's what I want to see more of. I'm going to give my money to this. Not to mention, it's already a beloved game. These are all things you could have told me in the main image subliminally, but you chose not to. You got to let me know you're fun in less than 5 hours. Whoop-de-freaking-do. You got one of the greatest game designers of all time. You're recreating a 25th anniversary of what was already a banger, and now you're bringing it into a new era. I have no doubt in my mind this game is going to be freaking spectacular. And people are going to look back at this Kickstarter and they're going to be disappointed. And my light just died, but it's cool. I got a new light. I've upgraded the set. Man.
not alone. Keep an eye on your competitors. Play smart and try to score the treasures collection. The temples, the volcanoes, the lakes and treasure tiles empty. The jungle.
Now I don't know what we're talking about. I kind of zoned out here.
Collection. The temples, the volcanoes, the lakes and treasure tiles empty.
Are you telling me the end game condition here? What are we doing?
The jungle. For solo players, you can try to play.
I'm sorry. I'm going to go back to that yet again because I'm deeply analyzing this video. I really want to love this video, but there's just some weird choices here. But where you are not alone.
You are not alone.
Okay, I'm not alone.
Keep an eye on your competitors. Play
smart, try to score.
And
I remember
try
that.
To score the treasures collection. The temples, the volcanoes, the lakes and treasure tiles.
Are these the thing that you just told me about? I just rewatched this. It doesn't make sense. Does it say, please, if you're in the future and you're watching this video, does it make complete sense to you? Am I just being an idiot? The treasures collection.
Treasures collection.
So I'm guessing the treasures collections come from these things. So these are the different ways to score victory points. Still, you just sounds like you're saying random words. The jungle, the volcano,
the jungle,
the kitten.
For solo players.
Now, yeah, well, like I feel like we could have just cut that. Like I know we saw it. Now we're getting the hot stuff here. But once again, you could have let me know by saying on the marquee this is 1 to X number of players, but you chose not to. You chose not to do that. And it's just mind-boggling to me. Whenever a company decides not to put their player count on their Kickstarter marquee or on the description, despite the fact it is on next to literally nearly every other published board game that has come out in the last 15 to 20 years. It is such an obvious thing to put on there, and yet people still choose not to do it. Get bent. There is too much competition. You are 43rd in popularity. Let me know there's a solo mode on this much beloved, highly rated game. You could have done all that in the main image, and you chose not to. I hate that main image. Full point grade bump down.
You can try to play against mature.
And I don't even know how great a price. Like, the price could be great, and then I could be mad about that too, but I'm just going to full point grade.
Who knows well the jungle and its secrets. A complex mechanic driven by cards
Awesome.
And the guide. A great challenge for solo players.
Love it.
Embark on the adventure. Tikal
It's a night, like, it looks great tape setup. This is just such a good...
Legend awaits you.
David Turtsey. Yeah, why would we not want to mention David Turtsey, who's like the hottest solo game designer on the planet? Wowzers. I hope there's some people being... Oh, there actually are. You know what? I take back. Calling it right now. United States, go be number 2, because Paris crushes. They support local. And now the Paris are like, why won't they support this? Are they too worried about the election? They're going to make up some bull crap excuse. It's because it's not a good-looking Kickstarter page from the outside. I would say that's a big reason why this is probably underperforming what they expected. All right, first created 0 back. Yep, there you go. There you go. Le Boîte de Jeu. I've done a review of some of their stuff before. It was hit or miss, very hit or miss. It looks like they're much more around, at least they used to be, of like shotgun and then hope, 2 or 3 of them stick kind of thing, which is not a bad idea. So yeah, and then we have 2 people here. Super People is the board game publisher based in France, well known for releasing great games with outstanding components. Wow, it'd be such an easy thing to do right here when people are like, oh, 0 created, 0 back, should I be concerned? Put some of these games. What are you doing? Why would you, once again, why are you making me do this for you? This is so dumb that I have to do this. But let's just put out 3 games. Let's see. 10 Minutes to Kill, that's one of them. I know that one's liked. There's games, yeah, and I'm sure you have highly rated games. I'm sure you have, evergreens or close to evergreens. Look at this. Look at all these games. You couldn't have put some of these games up here. Whistle Mountain? Yeah, I'm familiar with that one. Oh, you brought that over from Bezier Games? Yeah, I immediately feel comfortable with you. Instead, you just do the incredibly generic nothing. Grump. I played that one. Man. All right. Whoever's helping them with the Kickstarter, I hope you seriously reevaluate who you help with your Kickstarter in the future or really do more research into it. Tikal Legends is not just a rehabilitation of Tikal, but a new game based on Tikal, 100% AI-free project. Yeah, glad we led with that. That's what I was concerned about. Boy, howdy. Thank you for just squashing that right from the jump. Yikes. All right. After more than 500,000 codes worldwide, the hit Tikal, winner of the Spiel des Jahres. Oh, if only the Spiel des Jahres had some sort of I don't know how you'd say it, like an image that you could use to convey that you had won the Spiel des Jahres, because the Spiel des Jahres is the most prestigious board game award on the planet still to this day, 25 years after it won that. But you're like, oh no, it's an entirely new game. Throw it up there anyway. Capture my interest. Say, oh, we're bringing this Spiel des Jahres winning game into the 21st century with David Turtsey, Wolfgang Kramer, and then the other guy, who I'm pretty sure was an impressive name as well. Let's go look it up, because I really am going to be annoyed, because I'm sure they're probably not going to tell us, right? Like, that seems to be their default. So Tikal, Michael Kiesling. Yeah, Kiesling and Kramer frame. Yeah, Azul. Freaking Azul. Oh my God, why do you not slap me in the face with Azul, which is a gateway game. It is an evergreen game. You can buy Azul in Walmart. You're not going to mention this? God, why? 361, 456, 618, 664, 759. What are you doing? And I bet they will. I bet they'll mention it somewhere further down, right? Right? Because at this point, you're like, wow, how long are they going to go before they really slap me in the face with who these people are? It's not a redesign or a rehabilitation. It's a standalone game. There's the first quote. Good thing that you explained to me that I need to get this, because it's not quite Tikal. That's the main thing I think people were concerned about. That's what this quote is. That is the only thing that this quote does. This is such a terrible freaking quote. And once again, I don't put this on Monique and Naveen. This is the quote that Super Meeple decided. We have to disassociate ourselves from this. Why? Oh my gosh, I don't want to bring this political, but man, it feels like my party right now, focusing on all the wrong things. Why play this Legend version over Tikal the original? Yes, Jesus Christ, doubling down. Why? I'm sure Kimberly said something great about the mechanisms of the solo or the gameplay, and you're focusing on identity. The identity of the game. I hope you're reading through the lines here. You're focusing on the identity instead of the content of the damn game. Okay, a new game and a classic one. With the Tikal Legend, you'll be able to play Kramer and Kiesling's new game, which deepens... Oh! Why isn't this in the video? Why isn't this mentioned? Play the original or the new upgraded. You know what that's called? It's called an expansion. This is an expansion with an original beloved game. Do you know how easy those are to sell? I can't. I was really hoping this was going to kick ass, because I have been so disassociated from Kickstarter for the last 9 days since I got the first legal document I got. And this is I hope tomorrow's is a good one. Actually, no show tomorrow because I'm picking... Actually, it might be a show. We'll see. My son's got an orthodontist appointment. We're just picking something up. Tikal Legends offers a renowned Tikal game experience with top quality components redesigned for this version. We chose materials of the highest quality. True, blah, blah. I get it. We know how deluxe versions of Kickstarters work. You do not need to specify this. Just show me the component list with a gorgeous price and preferably the track record of these designers. And we're out. We're good. Do I want it? Can you do it? How much is it? The 3 things you need to focus on to convince Kickstarter backers, in my personal opinion. It's truly a collector's item. The whole thing is roughly 15% larger. Wow, it feels like we're just copying the homework of Puerto Rico, which is not bad. It's not bad. That Kickstarter was doing good. Storage by Game Trays. I know they got some egg on their face for something. I'm not quite sure what it is, but still, Game Trays, people love them. These Kickstarters, they might not love the company, but they love the trays themselves. And if they tell you they don't, they're probably really, they're one of those people who can't disassociate art from artists, I would imagine. But entirely through and designed with players in mind, every component has been deluxified to offer a collectible game. I got it. Stretch goal. Cool. So thank you for not mentioning the price. Thank you for speaking to me in euros, despite the fact the majority of the people that back this should be in the United States of America. Now, it's not going to be. It's going to be in France, because France kicks a butt. Nope. No. Oh, you don't even kick enough butt this time, France. We gotcha. We gotcha, France. Still, 201 is a great number for them. Where's UK? 43. Yeah, so that's like UK is typically number 2 a lot of the time. So that's wow. So even the people in France are like, wow, way to drop the ball on this one. Yeah, that's so the basic deal. So we have 2 versions, and you've yet to tell me the price of either version of the game yet. Thanks for nothing. I love when I have to go look for the price. 8 turn order resin miniatures. Cool. Didn't you already show me this? I think. Weird. You should put a note in the video when there's something we have to earn. 2 new action. Oh my gosh. 2 new action cards. So this is unlocked. Thank you for telling me. Thank you for some sort of symbol which lets me know. So now I have to scroll back up to see if this unlocks. So I have to keep track of the backers because you could not be bothered to upgrade your Kickstarter because presumably it has not done how you wanted it to. Even though all it is, I could do this with MS Paint. Slap a lock on here. Unlocks. Like, Google transparent GIF unlock thing. You probably get rid of the thing. Put it on here. We're done. We're done. Like, I am not a tech-savvy person, and this is not hard. They are just being lazy, and I imagine dejected. Actually, because why else would you not upgrade it? Why isn't this higher as well? I always say this. What's your goal? Your goal is to get your Kickstarter funded. Once you get your Kickstarter funded, what is your goal? Your goal is to hit all the delicious stretch goals, so that way people are more likely to love the game for a lot of different reasons. And like they play the first time, they like it a lot. They go and they say, "Oh my gosh, there's so much content we haven't even touched. I can't wait to explore this. I can't wait to see all these different things to do. I'll put a placeholder 8.5 in here, go about my merry way, and maybe I don't play the game for like 6 more months. But you get the good BGG rating. Like there's just 4 extra new chief power tiles. That sounds. Look at that. Those are really nice too. 4 game trays. I'm wondering if this price is going to be god awful. Ooh, bold prediction. This price is going to be a problem, and I'm going to guess it's going to be one of those ones where they packaged all these things in already. Like they were like, no way are we not hit under 1,000 backers. So we're just going to speculative. This feels like one that should totally just relaunch, but that'd be totally crappy because that would suck. But, I mean, you gotta feel like there's money. If there's an action point counter that's unlocked, cool. This is like the coolest component that I have seen in quite some time, and yet, let's go back to your main image. Ooh, look at that white background, everyone, folks. Let's get a polite golf clap for Tikal Legend's 25th anniversary and Kickstarter exclusive. Nothing else, and a white background taking up, what's this? 44 to 50% of your background. This is such a god-awful main image that you could have showcased so many things. And the further I go down your project, the more annoyed I am for your backers and for the people who hired someone else thinking that, like, whoever ran the Kickstarter on this, it's just, would you hire them again? Let me know in the comments below. Because I can't imagine you're saying yes. Wooden victory pawn upgrade, 723. 3 new extra action cards. Because this is like, you got to get this license. You got like your way of Kirk with David Turtsey. There's a lot of forward game trays designed all this stuff in advance. There was so much money, thought, effort, time put into this project for you to absolutely crap the bed on the Kickstarter. Come on. Worker miniature model is that, yep, that's because those were hot. Card upgrade to 400 GSM. So these are the ones that we have not hit yet. No, we got these ones still. Are you just not showing me the stuff? Oh, okay. Oh, now I see how the system works, but I didn't see that at first because, you know. But so you could have, this could be easily like denoted at the top, right? Green, unlocked. Red, locked. Then I don't have to go up here to count the backers and be annoyed at like the fact that you just choose to do everything in such a back-ass word way. Look at Kickstarter. And here's the other thing. If you put this at the top, like I always recommend, then you're already looking at the backers. Like there's just the placement of this, the graphic design of this. It's terrible. It is terrible. 80, that's a great price. Shut your mouth. Oh, the basic's not. Okay, the basic doesn't feel great. 97. No, that doesn't feel great at all. Maybe it doesn't feel great because you haven't shown me the. Oh, it comes with the minis. Is that? Just can I see the components? Can you have the long section? Oh, here's the long section scroll. So I don't get this. Okay. With this one, this is a $65 price jump. No, thank you. I called that earlier. I called this, by the way. I bet you there's a whole boatload of other stuff that we're not even seeing. I like how... oh, man. Okay, let's see what we got. Convince me. $167 convinced me. Yeah, right. Classic side, two-sided main board. The Legend side, cool. Love it. 36 terrain tiles. They're thick. Got it. 11 hand terrain tiles. 2 selection boards. They're boards. 67 cards. Oh, I like how you unlocked. You had this one. Well, you already... Yeah, so this one's nice. Once again, with the green. So this is good. And this is why this could be up top. Granted, it's still at that price, and this is probably why they put the price at the bottom. They knew this price was going to be very hard to swallow until they hit more stretch goals, and I'd love to see what stretch goals we're not hitting. 8 wooden victory pawns plus 4 trail stone tokens, 1 classic rule booklet, 1 legend rule booklet, 1 solo rule booklet, 12 legend solo cards, 2 solo modes. Classic designed by David Tercey's team. So, once again, I just want to do something real quick. Let's go to Tikal Legends. Because I want to show you just how poorly they have marketed this. Where's Tikal Legends? Is that the name of this game? Tikal Legend. Oh, it is there. Would you be willing to check out the Avatar: The Last Emperor game on GameFound before it ends? I would love to, but like I said, I am currently involved in 2 legal matters right now, so it's I'm hoping to have more time to do Kickstarters though. You're not going to mention David Turtz here, but he's beloved. Thank you, Brian. And they, like I said, anyone who's here at the beginning, I am involved in 2 legal matters right now, but none of them are bad. Like, not the bad stuff is not going to happen from them, except for minor stuff. But it's only potentially good stuff that could happen from the main one. So yeah, look at all these components. I don't care. Like, it just, that price, sticker shock got me. 167. It feels heavy. Wow. You know what would emphasize the fact it feels heavy? If only there was some sort of measurement that could convey the weight of the thing. Man. I'll have to put that on my to-do list of things to add to the world in addition to the Spiel des Jahres award symbol, which you think they'd have by now. Show by now, especially considering you're selling me a game that literally is that game plus an expansion. Like, why did you do it this way? Like, there were so many active look at that. This is not a $150,000 Kickstarter project. That's so good. Why is this so far buried? Probably because they're like, oh, game trays. People are going to be mad about game trays right now. No, they're not. They're going to see this picture and they're going to be like, I don't know, whatever. Like, whoever told you that the things that you needed to focus on your Kickstarter just drove you so far astray. Now I'm actually getting to the point where I'm like, okay, 160 seems reasonable for this. This looks fantastic. This looks great. Yeah, we got the man and the woman. Once again, we could have spotlighted all these things, but we chose not to. Because reasons. And I would love to interview the person who hired the person to do their Kickstarter for them. Or vice versa, whichever one it is. Because whoever pushed it this direction, just... wow. This is a multiple $100,000 project here. And I think even if it was on GameFound, this is one of the few times where I'd be like, yeah, GameFound might have been the way with this one. For sure. Just because there's so, like, yeah, let's just check right now. GameFound. Let's see how many projects are actually active. Because you know GameFound would be bending over backwards once again to get yet another beloved deluxeified version of a Spiel des Jahres winner. Like, we're all adults here. Let's not pretend like they would not give this game extra special attention that Kickstarter sure as hell is not going to do because you're just another cog in the wheel, the Kickstarter. Yeah. You don't think it'd be getting spotlighted here a little bit? Man, every decision on this one. The rules all the way down the bottom. That's good. Focus on Tikal Legend's new gameplay. Cool. No thanks. I just want the shipping. Check out these pledge levels. So the base pledge didn't feel like it felt like a great value, but you got me. They're 31, and then the deluxeified one, yep. So 771. So you were well over Bauer's Law, which is that your deluxe should be selling 7, 8, 9, 10 times to 1. What your standard is. It's super modern, super contemporary, really, really good choices. It makes the game super, super cool. Jeez. Could you have any more superfluous fluff in there? Let's take out just the superfluous fluff and read this quote. It's modern, contemporary. Are modern and contemporary synonyms? I believe they might be. That might just be me being dumb. And once again, I'm not putting this on her. They were the one who chose this quote. Living at the belong to, I think they're roughly synonyms. It goes back to just how, like, it was in the first two quotes were garbage too. Like, Tikal Legends is really swingy, exciting moments. Cool. If you like swingy, like I love swingy, but that's something that's a your mileage may vary kind of thing. I feel like we could focus on things that are less your mileage may vary kind of thing, especially as, what is your second quote down here? It's not a redesign, it's not a reimplementation, it's a standalone game. Thank you for putting that quote there. Literally just telling me what I have already been told at least 5 to 10 times. Yet this was still an active choice to put this quote here. Not just to put this quote here, but to take that little snippet out of the quote instead of, I don't know, useful information. This is one of the worst Kickstarters I have seen in quite some time. It's like what sports. It's like there's a good bad team. This is a good bad Kickstarter to me. Like, this game deserves so much more. This deserves so much better. Like, here's the end of the day. If you take this game away from Super Meeple and you put this in the hands of, say, I could name 10 Kickstarter companies that would bend over backwards to get this. Which one do you think would do better? I'd say all 10 of them. Like, I can't imagine. Like, because this is potential for your evergreen, right? Like, this is you getting an evergreen if you crush it and if you do it right. Because it already, just spiel this yours. God, and it's in the box with the expansion that's redesigned with David Turtsey and Wolfgang Kiesler. Kiesler, damn it! Ah, so bad. So bad. Shipping. Okay. So now it gets even worse to 192. And you know what? If you had sold it way better, I could have been so excited about this. I could have seen this as like a once in a lifetime. Because everybody's going to get the standard. They got to get the deluxe. Like, yeah, I could have seen it in the same vein as Puerto Rico and that other one they did. But instead, you did it like this. Crew. Oh, a bunch of old white dudes. Cool. That's fine. Tell me who they are. Spotlight the pedigree. The fact that they're two of the greatest game designers of all time, and then David Turtsey, who is arguably the greatest solo game designer of all time. But instead, we have this picture. That picture's fine. I'm not dogging on the picture. I love Wolfgang Gamer in that picture. But yeah. Let's see who did it. Who is it? Publisher. Right there? Is that it? Is that where we went wrong? Or is it? Oh, no, I bet it's the help. It's the hired help. I wonder if that was it. I can't get over this one, how bad this one was. Felt like, because I was so excited for it. I was so excited because I've heard so many good things about Tikal. All right, FAQ updates, comments, give this one a grade. That's, yeah. What is the size of the box? This would be great to know. Once again, also convert it to inches because that's where the majority of your people are, as we already said. Thank you. Like, literally think about that. We have a question that's frequently asked. We're going to answer it in a language that is, once again, making the majority. It's not the overall majority, but it's still a third of your backers. Go find it. Go look it up. Figure it out yourself. And this is after they launched. This is after the fact, same day. Yeah, this is the second day. So this was a question they actively chose just to say, America. Well, there. You know what? I feel like that's it. You reap what you freaking sow here. You don't want to talk to me. You want to talk to me in fucking euros. This is what you get. Know who your target market is. Dum-dums. Kramer, Kiesler, Deluxified, Spiel des Jahres winner. All that information be damned. We got to focus on the fact we funded in 5 hours. That's embarrassing. Right? And I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm saying that for what you are, a 25th anniversary of this beloved game with three of the greatest game designers of all time attached to it. You are a company who has put out numerous games before. And this is what you roll out with. I mean, let me guess. These updates are all generic. There's no self-awareness here. Asking any questions. Because everything's going business as usual. So we're just going to keep putting up these super generic ones that we had already had prepared the second we hit our stretch goals. Can you guess what? That's the question. So they did. They got involved. They asked a question. Yeah. Oh, that's what I always say. Ask questions you want engagement, but you don't just ask it as a little throwaway question of, hey, guess what it is? None of these feel like they were at all like. They all just feel like prepackaged ones. Wow. At no point were you like, hey, things aren't going quite how we planned. Maybe we should reach out to people and ask for their feedback. Hopefully they'll just let us know. Or maybe it's they didn't want it, because that's admitting what they don't want to admit. Because there's going to be people who are going to look at this and they're going to say, oh, this is why it failed. If possible, at the end, I suggest you propose a 3D landscape tile pledge. I'm sure lots of us will back it, just as like an upgrade. Yeah. I imagine they thought about that, then actively decided not to do that because they clearly do not want you to buy Tikal. Like, they've tried to disassociate themselves so far from it instead of embracing it. Because here's the thing, if you offer that, but then you also have a nice price, most people are just going to get the nice price one because that's how people shop on Kickstarter and GameFound. But once again, you don't seem to put in any research. Hi there, just adding the feedback about high shipping to the UK. I've read some of your responses about it. Oh, I didn't even see that. I thought it was, I specifically mentioned UK, wow. Typically higher. So yeah, let's go check out that UK shipping. At this point, that just felt like a zit on an otherwise giant zit. $73? Oh my god! Wow. I'm going to show you something real quick. We're just going to... There's four entirely different... Here, hell, we'll throw in Knitting Circle too. 4 entirely different projects. And we're going to see exactly where UK is. Yeah, UK 3rd. I think Keymaster might be from Canada, question mark. It's loading super slow because I have a bunch of tabs open about genealogy. Stop. Okay, we can't get into it. You can go check yourself. UK is normally dominant. United States is normally dominant. And you decided to slap those two people in the face for various different reasons because why not? Let's go. I just want to read the comments. Hopefully there's at least a few people here who are very honest. Added the feedback about high shipping to the UK. I've read some of your responses about it and I thought I'd add my voice to try and add some more perspective. I expect it to cost more than shipping to mainland Europe, of course, and it's a heavy game. I understand that. But in one of your comments, you said that you're already covering some of the shipping costs and then it's still 3 times the cost of mainland Europe. It doesn't make sense based on my or other backers' previous experience. Yes, this is always something that I like to mention. I get blasted. People are like, you're kind of talking about the shipping too much. Yeah, I'm talking about the shipping based on me looking at other prices, shipping things roughly the same hundreds of times. Now, granted, obviously, as we've progressed into the future, prices have changed, but at the end of the day, this price still feels god-awful, okay? Unless they're throwing in a free freaking brick. I also saw a comment where someone from Australia said shipping to there was also much more expensive than usual, so I think there are probably a few places you haven't got a good deal on. As a result, that doesn't surprise me in any way, shape, or form. As a result, I think this limits the success of the project, as some regions may not back in the numbers you would be expecting. Once again, probably why... Nah, I don't want to get it. And I hope you'll still see this as genuine, constructive feedback. I understand the last few years have been both difficult and expensive when it comes to shipping, and they did respond to it. Cool. Seconded, thank you for posting this and doing such a fair, constructive way. That's what I was saying. I was hoping there'd be some people who were honest. I support this. A way better deal for UA people means more backers and more stretch goals. Everybody wins, especially considering the stretch goals are already baked into the price. When's this thing funded, by the way? Or when's this thing shipping, by the way? February 2026? Okay, so yeah, that's not... So it doesn't feel like it's a pre-order necessarily. Thank you for taking the time to share all your feedback here. For the moment, my answers won't be able to differ. Note that we are reading and taking into account all of your requests, but we unfortunately won't be able to fulfill 100% of them. Way to sound like a real human. It's always dangerous complicated to compare one Kickstarter campaign with another, or, 20 to 30. I have a much larger sample size, as does this person, because, say it with me, folks, they're a super backer. They're worth their weight in gold. What they say things, you should listen. because they've been around the block, unlike you, who has been around the block at Le Boy de Jeu, but not on Kickstarter, which you clearly slapped us in the face with the zero created, zero back. By the way, go back 20 things for $1 a pop, and all of a sudden you look like more of a member of the community. I don't know what the other projects decided, but we probably can't do exactly as they did for numerous reasons. Of course, we'd like to offer the lower possible price to our backers for every possible thing, including fees. And I obviously understand the frustration. Jesus, this is such a terrible message. I honestly doubt that we'll be able to come with any possible solution regarding shipping fees before the end of the campaign, but know that we are, and we'll be looking into it. Thanks. The stretch goal is unlocked just before bedtime. Cool. -1 backer for the next stretch goal. Stretch goal made. I wonder what component upgrade will be. 3 more backers to the next stretch goal. How about that? I think this is the artist or something. They seem overly enthusiastic. I just want to pop in and say great job on everything. Love the concept, the new design, the wild components, the trace, the stretch goals, unlocks, and the engagement. Tikal is often my answer when asked for my favorite game. So I'm over the moon, excited to try the new version. So that's nice for Jay to pop in here and support it. It's been a very good campaign. It's been a very good campaign. Now, Puerto Rico is the #1 game of all time for a very long time. So I will take that argument. But I will raise you a Castles of Burgundy. Okay? And I don't need to keep going, because I got to go pick up my kids in a little bit. I will raise you a Great Wall. Okay? I could keep going, but I will not. Point made, I would imagine. Unless, of course, you're a Super Meeple, in which case things are going great. Excited to be part of the campaign and be able to discover this is always great for potential backers to have on the main page an animated picture of the game tray storage for everything like you did for the game tray storage for years. We're working on it. You can already see. Wow, I'm glad you're working on it with 8 days left. Yeah, so Arthur's trying to churn it. Stop being a jackup. Yeah, so this is what I was saying. It felt like Arthur was being very disingenuous and trying to churn, which is interesting. Stop being a troll. You're the one spazzing out because you think the campaign wouldn't reach any more stretch goals. I've participated in over 40 Kickstarters and know how things go. There's always, this is going to do better towards the end, but it's still, there's nowhere near what they were expecting for this. Final grade. Do I want it? I do. I really do. You look at the pedigree, you look at the components, you look at everything. If price is no object, yeah, I want it. I want to play it. I want to play the original, and I want to play the Tikal Legends, and I want to shoot a video on how they're different and how awesome the duo is and how it brings into the new century, which felt like it was not mentioned at all in the quotes. But I do want it. But that's less on you and more on what it is. Can you do it? Yeah, I don't have concern about that. You do have a lengthy track record that you didn't really spotlight very well, but it's there, and this is obviously a huge get, and you do still have to think that this could potentially be an evergreen for them, right? Totally. So, yeah, can you do it? Yeah. And then how much is it? It's bad. It's a bad price. It's a bad price. It's bad shipping. And that's probably just because that price is based on stretch goals that we have not unlocked because this main image has got awful. The spotlighting of the designers has got awful. The video was good, but it made some very odd choices. The things you spotlighted just felt completely backwards. At the end of the day, I can't give it an F because that's just me. Like, that's ridiculous. But it is a full point grade bump down for this main image. And I would say the story was not fun to go through, and the quotes were garbage. So I'd say that so I'm going to lump those together and just say another full point grade bump down there for the story, for the shipping, for the updates, which are the most generic, boring, clearly pre-planned in advance, and you not being self-aware to add anything else to them because you're too busy. Well, I don't know what else you're too busy doing. So it's in the D range, D minus. Is it an F? Jesus Christ, is it an F? Like, look at the stretch goals. Why are you telling me in euros when you know the majority of backers from the United States? Look at the FAQ. Not organized, but it's not just not organized. Why are you telling me in millimeters when you know a third of your audience is from the United States of America, and you should have already knew that going into it in advance? Tikal Legends is an F. From the main image to the marquee to the story to the shipping, everything here feels like it was half-assed. The quotes, it's just, this is a important lesson, I think, this Kickstarter page, because this is still going to fund and this is still going to do well. But there's going to be more companies that try and do this exact thing of taking this game from the past, bringing it into the modern age, deluxifying components. It's essentially what's happened with movies. Why do you think reboots are so popular? Because they're sure things. And right now we see a sure thing. This is a sure thing that should have been a much bigger sure thing. But what about let's say 2 years from now, as we get more and more and more of these sure things? Do not copy this project. Do not. Go through this project, look at what you hate, and then fix it. Because this should, I can't, F. It's an F. I can't believe I'm saying it. Tikal Legend 25th anniversary. F. This project deserves so much better. I can't do that. It's a D-. I can't do that. I can't. I just can't. There's still, it still looks awesome, but mostly because I did all the research. D-. I'm getting out of here before I go any worse. Let me know what your grade is in the comments below. Have a good one. Man, what a gut punch coming back.